that recording? So Heartmath is the science backing up what we do here actually. So when I took the course, I didn't know what it was going to be about. And then I realized that we were doing this similar exercises to what we already do. So a lot of centering, a lot of grounding, a lot of feeling from the heart space rather than the mind, which is really the seat of the ego. And then what's interesting with Heartmath, it's backed up by a lot of scientific data in the form of brainwave measurements, in the form of electrocardiograms, things like that. So we see really interesting experiments and statistics. I'll give you one example. Is there was a young boy with his dog. When he goes in the room, so obviously they're being monitored. When the boy goes in the room, he radiates his love for the dog. Him and the dog, their heart, I don't remember if it's their heart rhythm start to synchronize. So without even talking, without touching. So, you know, it's really about, there's this intelligence to the heart. There's this, what they call the heart brain actually, that works like that in spite of us and without us having to give it much thought really. So that's just one example of what we learned in the 2-day, it's a 2-day workshop. Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. Like Reiki opened doors to other modalities, to a whole new community, a way of approaching, different way of approaching life, relationships, communication, and of course my own path towards self-healing, empowerment, and manifesting, and so on.
So what's the benefits for if someone wants to do like a Reiki session?
Yeah. So concretely, you would come and typically lie on the massage table, and then I would have it kind of get that flow, get the chi flowing again, and so the Reiki would actually kind of unblock that and get everything flowing again. So you're back, you feel more clear. Typically you would feel much lighter. Sometimes you'd feel more relaxed, more energized. It's different for everybody, but you would feel effects after the first session. It's nice to come a couple times, and typically what happens is when people keep coming, they eventually want to learn to do it for themselves, which is what I did. So you can, it's very simple to learn. For the basic level 1, it's a 1-day course, which I usually teach once a month. And so in 1 day you can already learn the basics and how to do the self-healing, connecting to that energy. And yeah, so you really learn to be mindful of what you put in to your energy field with your, not only your thoughts, your emotions, your food, your environment, you know, what's toxic, radiation, all of this stuff. So there's a lot out there to learn, and then everyone has their own pace and their own path, and Reiki really helps you find that path. If you let it. I experienced a cacao ceremony last year in Lausanne, which really it really blew my mind. It was such a beautiful, touching ceremony that it stayed with me, and I've been wanting to share it with the community because I find ritual, I find circle very, very powerful, very healing in a way that maybe therapy can't be. So I started doing it at the center, and we use cacao, the cacao beans, without milk, without sugar, so it's kind of a bitter brew. We take it in, and we get to enjoy the full benefits of the cacao, the magnesium, the antioxidants, the heart-opening effects, and then we kind of share each other's energy, and then maybe do a meditation after, or an art activity, or typically you could do you know, some gentle movement. There's so many things that you can do with the cacao. So the last one I did was for Earth Day, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful ceremony because, you know, feeling connected and grounded to the earth through the fruit of the earth, through the cacao. We did a meditation and like a shamanic journey, getting a message from the spirit of the cacao. So yeah, for me it's also connecting us to nature, to our environment. So the one I invited you to is, we're having a cacao ceremony for the new moon next Tuesday 15. And so new moon is typically a time for planting seeds and setting goals and manifesting, right? Yeah, so. Yeah. So so full moon is when you kind of reap and let go, and then new moon is when you plant the seeds. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. We'll share the cacao, and then do some meditation, and we'll do some writing some goals, some exercises like that, and really kind of feeling it and anchoring in that feeling, and just being together here makes it stronger, because we kind of feel each other's energy. Yeah, it's definitely more powerful together, and with the cacao and with the intention and the new moon. So I think it's going to be a beautiful ceremony. Yeah.
Is people going to share their goals with each other, or?
That's optional.
Like
doesn't know. Doesn't I? No, I mean we could. I haven't thought of that. For me, it was more like personal stuff, but there's always an opportunity to share anything about the experience. So if you feel like you want to ground it more by sharing your goals, and that's some people would rather keep it a secret in the beginning. So again, it's really trusting your intuition. You really come inside, and she's not about the shape so much. It's not about the selfie. It's not about achieving. It's really about going inside and finding that strength, finding that inner flexibility, finding your edge, and your peace. So I recommend her class.
Yeah, I like her because she's more spiritual and she does yoga.
I mean, I don't think she's outwardly.
There's a difference between the Jen yoga than the
Oh,
the
yeah.
one I like. The one I like, that's why I like this place, because the yoga is more like...
It's meditative, right? Yeah.
Because I like the yoga with meditation.
Yeah.
And
It's very intention focused, yeah. Because there's so many, I feel like there's so many yoga studios out there, so I wanted ours to be a little bit different than what's being offered outside in terms of
more
yoga.
Spiritual.
Yeah,
Because the other
I
one
guess
is
you could
more
say that.
like...
More physical oriented.
Toning,
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I could use that, but there's definitely the meditation.
Well, hers is still toning, but
Yeah,
the meditation
both,
part is good.
Yeah, I'm glad you've been coming to that.